Hannah sits watching a lean, striking girl move through her workout with an ease that stings. Since Hannah has chased weight loss for ages and the scale refuses to budge, then the girl, Alana, catches her staring and calls her out, asking if she'd like to join her 12-week transformation program, and reluctantly Hannah agrees. Meanwhile, she's also a medical student, and that day her class is handed cadavers to dissect. Her group receiving a heavy-set woman's body, and oddly the dead woman's nails are painted the exact shade Hannah wears. Later at home Hannah wipes the polish off, sensing a presence lurking behind her as she does, then she carries her leftover donuts out to toss them, only the bin looks unnaturally deep, far deeper than any bin should be. Soon it's Hannah's birthday, out at a bar with friends when a woman across the room keeps glancing her way. Her friend Nikki nudges her to make a move, but Hannah ducks toward the restroom instead, and the woman follows. Introducing herself as Melissa, an old acquaintance now completely transformed, who mentions a costly, unapproved pill called Grey, claiming it melts fat no matter what you eat, then hands one over to try, insisting it's the secret behind her new body. That night they party hard, and drunk, Hannah overeats badly. Come morning a piercing whistle jolts her awake, strange sounds drifting from outside. A shape glimpsed in a passing reflection, stepping onto the scale she finds her weight has climbed instead of dropped, so she texts Melissa asking the price. While her feed fills with body positivity mixed with weight loss content, Melissa replies it costs $5,000. Afterward Hannah drives to her parents' place, hearing them argue even from the driveway, her mother greeting her with tears hidden behind a forced smile, presenting a low-fat birthday cake made specially for her. The next day Hannah tests the pill in her lab, and the results come back loaded with sodium and potassium, essentially human ash. That same day in class they work on the cadaver, nicknaming her Bertha, removing one of her ribs, and once everyone clears out Hannah fishes that rib from the bin, burns it to ash in a furnace, then packs it into pills at home, and the instant she swallows the first one her stomach gurgles unpleasantly, right as her empty scale displays a weight that isn't hers. She also starts Alana's challenge properly. And one night, hungry, she wanders into the kitchen where the kettle's curved surface reflects someone behind her. She logs the sighting in her notebook, wondering if it's a hallucination from what she's ingesting. Over following days she trains hard, keeps taking the pills, gorges herself at night more than ever, yet the pounds keep melting away. Alana, thrilled by her progress, snaps a photo together and posts it, and again Hannah hears movement behind her, spotting something in the kettle once more, so she hangs a flat mirror there, but it shows nothing, the shape only appearing in curved surfaces, and using a spoon's rounded back she edges closer until she confirms it's Bertha herself, logging every detail. Then her mother drops by unannounced, mentioning a trip, stunning Hannah since her father can't manage alone. Her mother simply asks her to check on him. That night as Hannah sleeps, Bertha hovers above the bed, then descends and crushes down on her, snapping her awake in terror. This cycle repeats across the coming days, heavy meals, pills made from Bertha's burned bones, weight falling, while worry grows over whether Bertha herself is expanding, growing stronger each cycle. Eventually Hannah's weight drops to 59 kilos, her original goal reached, and when Alana notices this shift she asks directly whether Hannah's actually followed her guidelines, voicing real concern that whatever shortcut she's found is dangerous. Hannah insists she's done nothing unusual, only followed Alana's own program hoping to impress her. And in that moment Alana finally understands the feelings Hannah's been hiding. Hurt, Hannah buys a mountain of sweets, yet back home, just as she reaches for them, Alana's face flashes in her mind and she can't eat the chocolate, until the bar slides toward her on its own. She sits and picks it up anyway, eating out of fear at first, then gradually enjoying it. Another bar slides over, and once opened the whole bag comes sliding too, until she finishes every piece. Meanwhile during dissection, the group discovers Bertha suffered from liver cancer, likely the cause of death. The next day Hannah visits her parents again, finding the kitchen in disarray, so she orders food and sets it before her overweight father, afterward heading to the gym where she and Alana cross paths in the locker room, Alana apologizing for being harsh earlier, and as they talk she leans in and kisses her. Following that Hannah resolves to quit the pills entirely, emptying every capsule's ash into a container, tossing her junk food and cooking healthy meals instead. But right then her fridge swings open on its own, and no matter how many times she shuts it, it opens again, her stomach gurgling as she catches Bertha's reflection in a spoon behind her. She pulls food from the fridge only to dump it in the trash instead of eating it, sending Bertha into a rage. Hannah retreats to her room and lies down, but the door creaks open by itself, heavy footsteps filling the space as the mattress sinks under unseen weight. Then Bertha departs. Hannah locks the door and drifts off, waking later in the kitchen surrounded by empty wrappers, having devoured everything without remembering it. The next day she starts researching online, setting aside medical explanations to read about spiritual possession instead. She meets Melissa and reveals the pills were made from human remains, asking about side effects. Melissa admitting only occasional nightmares. Once hearing whistling in her hallway just like Hannah described, but ever since quitting the pills nothing more happened, whereas for Hannah it continues. Melissa urges her to get checked, so Hannah runs tests uncovering a small benign tumor in her pancreas, unrelated, the doctor insists, to her sleepwalking, likely stemming from diet and exhaustion. Still she keeps wasting away, and one night, studying late and drained, she notices words scrawled in her own handwriting reading "Do not sleep." One eye twitching oddly afterward. The next day Bertha's exposed organs begin resembling a cake to her, disturbing her classmates. Her friend Josie, the only person aware of the ash pills, asks what's wrong, saying she looks unwell and questioning whether hitting some number on the scale will fix anything, urging her to stop punishing herself before walking off. Hurt, Hannah goes to find Alana, and they end up drinking together. Things growing intense, yet even mid-sleep her stomach gurgles and she wakes standing in Alana's kitchen having eaten everything in sight, Alana witnessing it firsthand, and as Hannah scrambles to clean up, one of Alana's friends walks in, prompting her to flee outside. Catching Bertha closing in behind her reflected in a road mirror, she grabs food and rushes home. Hearing Bertha approach her bedroom, something forcing the door turns out to be only her father, who's shown up at her parents' place instead. Then Bertha smashes through the window and forces her way inside. Hannah frantically eats whatever she's brought, snapping at her father through the door and sending him off. Terrified, she shovels down enormous quantities purely to satisfy Bertha, yet the gurgling won't stop, Bertha still demanding more, so Hannah clears the kitchen bare, borrows her mother's camera, sets it up in her room, lies on the floor and falls asleep, waking upright on her feet with every scrap of food gone. Reviewing the footage she sees herself rising in her sleep to eat mindlessly, even consuming body butter from the shelf to quiet the hunger. Desperate, she tries forcing herself to throw up, watching her bones grow visible beneath thinning skin. Then a knock comes at her door, her father bringing pancakes he's made himself, and she takes them, telling him she never knew he could cook. Their talk exposing years of resentment toward a man who barely cares for himself let alone his family. When he tells her he's still here she snaps back asking until when, refusing to sit and wait with him until the end. Checking her blood sugar afterward she finds it at 7.5, so she rushes to Josie admitting she's losing weight too fast, Josie reminding her she warned against Melissa's pills, prompting Hannah to finally confess she made the pills herself using Bertha's ashes, disgusting Josie thoroughly. Hannah explaining Bertha has attached herself spiritually, and to prove it hands her a set of spoons, laying out her theory that Bertha only surfaces once her glucose falls below 6, so she exercises deliberately to force the drop, and sure enough Bertha's shape appears in the spoon's curve though Josie sees nothing. Just as Josie suggests she talk to the campus counselor, objects around them begin tumbling on their own, finally convincing her. Hannah lays out the pattern. More calories consumed equals more weight lost equals a larger, stronger Bertha. Yet with Melissa, everything stopped the moment she quit the pills, meaning her connection runs differently and deeper. During class Hannah swipes her professor's keys to pull Bertha's file, discovering her real name was Grace, and together with Josie tracks down Grace's sister, learning the cancer began as the tiniest speck on her pancreas, mirroring exactly what's growing inside Hannah now. Understanding why Bertha latched onto her specifically, she realizes she must return what she took. Heading home for the leftover ash, only to find her mother already there cleaning. Shocked at how thin Hannah's become, asking repeatedly if she's alright, Hannah searches frantically but her mother's rearranged everything while tidying, the container sitting empty, having tossed the ash thinking it was ordinary dust, so Hannah digs through the outside trash to recover it, but her stomach begins gurgling violently. Forcing a desperate run home with Bertha closing the distance, reaching her apartment she finds barely anything left in the fridge, her mother meanwhile studying her scan results and asking why nothing was mentioned sooner. Hannah downplaying it even as she notices something troubling within the images herself. Then Bertha crashes through the door, knocking her mother to the floor, Hannah dragging her aside as Bertha hurls belongings violently across the room, seizing Hannah by the hair and pinning her beneath crushing bulk, grown massive now beyond anything before. Hannah grabs a nearby bottle of cleaning fluid and drinks it down, the shock forcing Bertha off her, then grabbing her things she bolts, gulping an entire bottle of juice from a store along the way, stealing a staff card from her locker room to access the medical lab, locking Josie's phone away so she can't call for outside help. Entering the lab alone she tells Josie simply to trust her. Inhaling something to get high before attempting surgery on herself unaided, convinced the ash gave her a tumor in the identical spot as Bertha's, and removing it is the only way to sever the connection. Josie strongly objects but agrees only to keep her from bleeding out. Hannah then deliberately drops her blood sugar, and Bertha's corpse nearby begins to stir, the hallucinations intensifying as she finds herself wrapped tightly in plastic, falling, tearing free only to land amid a mountain of discarded garbage. All of it trash she herself had thrown away over time. Grabbing a scalpel she begins the procedure, but Bertha materializes right in front of her, racing to extract the tumor before Bertha reaches her. She cuts it free just as Bertha seizes hold anyway, struggling against her grip while Bertha wrenches her wrist violently. Then suddenly Bertha dissolves into nothing above her, replaced by a vision of an earlier version of herself staring down into that same deep trash bin, smiling faintly at her, right before Josie's slap yanks her back to consciousness, and Hannah survives the ordeal, Bertha's body finally given a proper cremation afterward. Sometime later Hannah paints her nails that same familiar shade once more, and the group honors these donated bodies for serving as silent teachers throughout their studies. Following this Hannah visits Alana bringing grocery bags to replace everything eaten during that earlier incident, but Alana has no interest in groceries, wanting instead the full truth behind everything that's happened. And slowly the two grow close again, drawing nearer than before, until Hannah snaps back to awareness mid-bite, realizing with horror she's just eaten Alana whole. Bringing the story to its unsettling close. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video like this.